Welcome to Brain Wreck. I'm Jason X.
I'm Kevin Graham.
And this is the best show on the internet.
It sure is, man. And you want to know something? Tonight might be a true testament of how good of a show this show is. If there was ever an uphill battle and a challenge to take head on, it's tonight, folks.
Tonight is the challenge.
Tonight's
but folks,
the night.
If anyone
Tonight
can do it, we can, because
show them the wood.
We are the
show them that wood.
The Wooden YouTube Award. We are the Woody Harrelson of podcasts.
We just barreled on in here. I love it. I'm feeling so much better than I was 5 minutes ago. I got my orange juice.
Oh, look at you getting that C.
I'm trying to get that C.
Get that C in
because I'm not getting that D. I mean, I am getting that D. I've got those D supplements, so like every day I take 2 little tabs of D.
You taking the D, bro?
I just take the D. Yeah, I just pop 2
How
Ds.
How many Ds?
I take
2 Ds in the mouth.
I take 2 Ds in the mouth every morning.
Okay.
With a little bit of C. No more B. I've run out of the B. So just 2 Ds, a C, a little bit of OJ in the mix too. Just
you need a lubricant.
It's just you need a little lubricant, and once you get that OJ in there, it's just a nice sharp. Just a nice sharp reaction with that OJ.
You got to do what you got to do.
You got to do what you got to do.
I mean, times are tough. It's a pandemic. The world's falling apart. Everything's crumbling down.
We talk for a minute about this.
Sure.
Well, first of all, how are you with?
Not well.
How's okay? Okay. Well, let's start with something simple. How's the weather?
Okay. Shitty as fuck.
Oh, okay.
It's shit. Here's a little notion. It's shittier here than it is where you are, but we're used to it and handling it better.
We are not okay.
No, you guys are fucked down there.
I am. See, here's the thing. Being from New York and being from Central New York. Looking out my window every day for the past week and a half, I've been like, you know what? Really, it's not that bad. Like, yes, there's some snow, there's some slush, there's ice. I've trained for this for 30 years.
You have experience.
I have experience. I'm what you might call a grizzled vet when it comes to the snow business.
Right. Yes.
The rest of the state, though, not at all. Not at all.
Ted Cruz is having a heart attack.
Ted Cruz, I mean, it's like everything shut down, and understandably so, because like we are a state that does not deal with this kind of stuff regularly, like
right.
So you got to take those precautions when they do happen. However, the precautions went from being, oh, it's just an afternoon thing, to like, oh shit, like we're in full tail lockdown, like state of emergency. We need the federal government to come in and save our asses. Because like people are without power, which means they don't have heat.
Right.
People are without water. We lost water this morning. Thankfully we were prepared. I mean, like we were prepared for this, even though we weren't expecting it really, because like we had both done our grocery shopping last weekend.
Right.
So like we've got enough food, we got enough stuff.
Do you guys do separate grocery shopping?
The what?
Like do you guys do separate grocery shopping? Like you buy your stuff, she buys her stuff. Like how does that work? Like, or do you guys just buy together? What's the dynamic?
So here's the thing. I'm an animal.
Correct.
And and because of that, I have said that it would be okay if we did separate grocery shopping, because I buy so much stuff for myself that it would just get confusing. It would get way out of hand, essentially.
But you're still eating all of her things.
I'm not eating all of her things. Who's telling you those lies?
Well, she is.
Those are lies. Those are lies. Okay. Don't believe what people tell you on the internet, okay?
Unless it's the show. We bring nothing but the facts.
This may or may not be the most trustworthy show on the internet. Again, may or may not be. I don't know. Figure it out for yourself. But no,
right. Form your own opinion.
Yeah. Form your own fucking opinion. Jesus.
Who are we?
Yeah, just two guys with wood. We do separate groceries. I mean, like a lot of times though, like we'll sort of coordinate. So like if we're running out of stuff, like one of us will pick a bunch of it up. Or like
someone's buying the milk this week, and then the other person buys the milk next week.
We'll both typically buy milk, but like depending
how much milk are you buying?
I mean, like I usually like
2 gallons.
Usually no more than 2 gallons.
That's a lot of milk.
My favorite Kevin Grahamism has always been, "Here's the thing," actually meaning, wait till you hear this shit. Yeah, I mean, like you're not wrong, man. I mean, you're not.
2 gallons for 2 people?
Well, I mean, again, I'm a fucking monster.
Well, I'm lactose intolerant, so I don't understand the milk
you've
thing.
got a problem, but like,
you know, I did have a Shamrock Shake today, though.
Bro, how are you?
I mean, I took a Lactaid, so right now I'm doing fine.
How did you get a Shamrock Shake? Like, aren't those machines always broken down?
They are, unless you go on like the first day.
If you go on like
I'm close enough.
It's Ash Wednesday, I think.
Is it?
Is it? I don't know. Is this Lent?
I gave up smoking. I don't know. I don't know about ashes. So, I got myself a Shamrock Shake.
Okay.
Surprise the family kind of thing. Oh. Like, things have been kind of not going so well lately.
It's
so
been
like,
the shits.
It's been the shit. So I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna go out there and get a goddamn Shamrock Shake for everybody. Surprise fam show up. Everybody's happy. And then I like halfway through, I'm like, oh yeah.
You like the
cool.
No, see, you don't get to do that anymore because the amount of times you've texted me being like, yo, I'm eating some bomb ass cheese fries.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like 2 a.m. I'm like, he knows. He knows what he's doing.
Well, it's like if it's at 2 a.m, like I'm going to bed, so like things just take care of themselves.
Oh, it just that processes like, overnight then.
Yeah, exactly. But like if I'm doing it at like 2 p.m, good Lord help me.
Your day's done.
The night's gonna be awful. And I did just have some cheese fries at Zeb's on Monday. They were fantastic.
Yeah. Have you shit yet?
Multiple times.
It's
not a clogging issue.
Oh,
it's an expending issue.
Oh, so it just clears you right out.
Yes, I have to drink lots of water.
Well, I mean, you look great.
Thanks.
So yeah, we do split grocery shopping things.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and plus, like, it's so convenient because like we do like the 2-day prior, then like we go 2 days later, and like we pick it up like curbside or whatever. Because like you really don't want to go into a grocery store, not only because it's a pandemic, but also like it's fucking chaos when you go into these places.
Yeah, like, no, my wife works in one.
Well, I mean, like Wegmans is different.
Is it?
On a good day, it's different.
Little known fact: if I had to choose between going grocery shopping on a Sunday afternoon or walking over hot coals, I'm choosing the hot coals. Every time.
I mean, it's cold out right now. But like the main reason again is because I get so much stuff for myself, and like I would feel guilty if I was just like, let's combine these and split it. So like a lot of times,
so it'd be like a 60-40 situation.
Yeah, you're saying. But like a lot of times, what we'll do is like she'll go like midweek, and she'll get stuff for like herself, and then the second half of the week for us, and then like I'll go on the weekend after the gym and get stuff for myself, and then the first half of the week for us. So like we're kind of splitting things a little bit, but like going on our own terms. Listen, as much as we are together, we're both grown, independent, well-educated adults. Like we like to do.
You guys got a piece of paper.
We've got. I actually don't know where my papers are. Like no joke, like I'm pretty sure I've lost all my diplomas, and like I don't know if that matters or not. Like, because if they're like, hey,
I mean, they didn't matter to begin with, so
I mean that's also fair. Like college is bullshit. Take up a trade.
True,
but like as much as we like to come together, we also separate too sometimes.
Me and the wife like to come together too.
That's good for you guys.
Yes.
Yeah. And works out.
Yeah, everyone's happy.
Everybody's happy.
Yeah, everyone's happy. So happy. Anyway, so you guys were somewhat prepared for the snowstorm of the century.
We were ready to kind of deal with, like, we were unexpectedly ready to deal with everything. But, like, I tell you what, like, the state itself, I'm not sure they can handle too much. Like, like in general.
Okay.
Because, again, like, even going back, and like I might have talked about this on the show a little bit, like, I go back to the homeless problem here. Like, there's been nothing really accomplished with that. And
how are they doing in the snow?
There have been a lot of locations, I guess, opening up like warming shelters, so like you can kind of stay as long as
Not that fuck Joel Osteen. He probably has got fucking boards on his doors.
Mattress Mac, though. I don't know if you saw.
No, I did not.
Houston furniture store guy there, who's like renownedly known. I don't even know if that's a word. Yeah, like they were reporting that he was like opening up his stores for people to go and like warm up, and like there have been a lot like
to sleep on his mattresses.
I mean, I guess. I mean, he's got the money.
He's probably got the plastic still on him, so they're good.
Maybe. But like I have heard reports of like other businesses and stuff like buying like hundreds of meals at like different takeout locations for people to just like go and get a hot meal if you need a meal.
I saw the line at Whataburger.
Bro, get you some Whataburger if you can. If you ever get a chance, highly recommend it. It's good.
Well, I don't know. You guys are faulting it at a little couple flakes. Well, how ironic.
Well, because here's the thing. Yeah, like you want to know who's to fucking blame for all this? Okay, it's those goddamn liberals, right?
Oh, well, yeah,
all those snowflakes out there. That's Antifa coming for you. Rush Limbaugh died today, folks.
It's been a hell of a day.
It's been a hell of a day. I am not doing well, I think. I think it's all coming out now. But the state is not prepared. And I feel like if this is how, because like for the last 5 days, it's just been finger pointing. And nothing has got accomplished. Nothing has got accomplished. It's the people. The people are coming together, figuring it out. Like I've actually, and Christy was just mentioning this earlier, we've both kind of been blown away at the response the people who live in our apartment have been like showing, because so there's an unauthorized Facebook group that we're a part of, and people have been saying like, hey, I'm gonna go run out to the store, if you need something let me know.
That's nice.
You know, you can Venmo me when we get back. Like apparently there's somebody going down to our pool and just scooping water so that people can like fill up their tubs and their toilets with it.
Oh, okay. All right.
And
well, I mean, that's a community.
I know. And like they're going and dropping off water to people's doors. I mean, like I've just been scraping snow off the balcony to like shove in the toilet. It hasn't really worked. I mean, think about it though. Like you
gotta do what you gotta do.
You gotta do what you gotta do, and that's just free water right there, sitting around. It ain't going nowhere.
That's
I mean,
God's
it's gonna go
water
somewhere.
Right there.
That's well, if it falls on my balcony, it's my water.
Okay.
Listen,
fuck the big man. That's mine. It's my property.
It's mine now. Listen, I gotta deal with it. But yeah, like, and in the grand scheme of things, like we could be doing a lot worse than what we're doing.
Right.
Because like luckily we haven't had any pipes burst. We haven't lost power, so we haven't lost heat. We haven't lost the ability to cook. We're stocked on food, so we could ride this out theoretically for like maybe another week. Like I have not showered in a few days.
Oh.
So like that'll be a little concerning.
Well, at least you don't got that Texas heat.
I do get sweaty in heat. So good for that, I suppose.
Is there a projection to when this is supposed to end?
So the weather is supposed to warm up on Friday. We're supposed to go into the 40s, and my thought is that's going to relieve a lot of the pressure on people trying to warm their homes. It's going to relieve a lot of the pressure of stuff that needs to operate outside.
Mm,
You know, so my thought is maybe by Friday we'll start to get a lot of areas will start to get their power back, and then through the weekend into next week it's supposed to be like in the upper 50s, mid 60s. So at that point we should hopefully be in the clear.
right.
But like, who the hell knows? I mean, like, it seems like all the politicians have their heads up each other's asses right now. So
And that's the one
this
thing
could
I
just
will
be
say.
Texas moving forward.
That's the one thing I will say about Cuomo. Like, I've talked a lot about Cuomo here on the show. All good things, as you know.
Wrote the book on the
But like,
pandemic, as we all know.
he wrote the book, but I will say, like, when the snow falls, he's quick to do the state of emergency. He's quick to get the plows out there. He'll kill your grandma in the homeless shelter or the nursing shelter. But god damn it, those streets will be cleared.
Yeah, and I mean, like, but that's also just New York. I mean, you've got to kind of be ready for that.
Well, I mean, and where I would potentially like to live, Florida, they got it locked down too. Hurricane comes, you just have a party.
I know, right? Like that. You want to talk about the fucking reactions to like natural disasters?
Mm-hmm.
If there's one thing I've learned over the last year, it's that Florida does not give a fuck about anything. Like
About anything.
Like,
it's my kind of place.
I'm starting to become more accustomed to like the different states that have the specific mentality. Like, New York is kind of like, well, it's somebody's problem.
Right.
Texas is very much, that's your problem. And then Florida's just like, who gives a fuck? We're partying.
It ain't no problem, brother.
Hey, brother, it ain't no problem. You want one? Because we got one over here.
We got one.
We
over
got
here.
what you need.
That's right.
And that's a little concerning.
It can be. You got to handle your high. I mean, let's be honest.
Oh yeah. Oh my god, that is like the best way to frame up Florida. I think. Like
oh yeah.
Florida needs to handle its high, and
Florida needs to handle its high. I mean, a lot of people don't. That's why you get the Florida man. But like,
yep.
You know, if you can, it's a great place.
Wonderful.
How about that?
And they seem like one of the few states right now that's like doing okay in terms of weather.
Bonkers, right?
Bonkers.
I mean, and I mean, sure, like their COVID cases are like sort of going up, but
yeah, because you know,
but also so is California, who's on complete lockdown. So like,
are they though?
I mean, how locked down can you be with the 100,000 homeless fucking people that are just in the street?
Well, that's the thing. It's like nobody wants to deal with the homeless. Like how there's, I don't understand it. Like, don't they have committees for these things?
I have a solution.
Okay, what's your solution?
It's not a great one.
It's a solution,
but it's a solution. It's a solution. What are America's two biggest problems?
Right now, the pandemic, and
besides that,
and cancel culture.
Okay, well, we're gonna get to that one, but we're talking about reliance on other countries for goods and the homeless, right?
Wait, is the first one really a big issue? I mean, I'll show my ignorance there.
At the beginning of the pandemic, everyone's like, "Well, why can't we get masks? Why can't we?" It's like because they're all made in China.
Well, and they also let our internal supply rot and go bad.
Well, they did that too, which wasn't great. But like, even so, like, where's your cell phone made? Where's your goddamn?
Well, yeah.
Everything at the dollar store made. It's all in China, right?
Yeah.
And what China does, they do this amazing thing. And by amazing, I don't necessarily mean it's good. It's just amazing. Leaves you in awe and wonder. They build these buildings where these people stay, where they work.
Right.
So I'm just saying, if we built a skyscraper
Your
in
brother.
Los Angeles,
Okay.
you build a
Think
skyscraper in Los
think about
Angeles,
this.
you give housing to the
Okay.
homeless, and just in return, they got to make a doily. They got to make
Oh,
a slinky. They gotta you pump out a couple slinkies a day, and you got yourself a nice shelter. Problem
I feel like that's
solved.
not the worst idea you've ever had.
I mean, you may have to put the suicide nets up like they do in China,
Well,
but like other than
that's
that, I think we have a solid plan.
I-
It is a solution
it's
because no one has given any solution. So
again, you've had worse ideas.
Graham and Axe 2024.
Graham, we should run.
Oh, I thought that was the whole platform for that year. I thought that was our gimmick.
That we're gonna run, yes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we're like the entire year is going to be a campaign.
Yeah, well, of course.
Yeah, we are going to be
much like our cruise that never happened.
What if it doesn't happen this year?
I don't know how to feel about it.
If
so
it
for those of you that don't, let's fill in the people for anyone just tuning in. Last year, 2020, was it the year before? No, it was 2020.
It was going to be last year. It was going to be
2020. We finally got what was owed to us.
Mm-hmm.
What we deserve. 5 years of doing this podcast.
We're entitled to.
What we're entitled to. Yeah. We've worked our asses off for 5 years on this amazing podcast. We were finally given one of those novelty cruises.
Yep.
Which is all anyone can ever ask for.
Yeah, absolutely.
To be honest.
We're like Kiss.
Yeah, I mean, co-starring Coheed and Cambria.
Same thing. Yeah, co-starring Coheed and Cambria and a bunch of
it was
other
our
bands.
cruise.
Yeah, our cruise. We were promoting it. They put up all the money. And just because it's a nice test run, we also agreed to give them all the money. But it was going to be the Brainwreck cruise. Yeah, we were basically doing. Yeah, it was more of a licensing thing, and the paperwork got switched around. And but here we are.
We got a back end deal.
Yeah,
we got a back end deal.
Back end deal.
But anyway, canceled. COVID.
Yeah, COVID.
But then they rescheduled to this year.
Yeah.
But now it's like cruises are still being canceled through April, through May.
Granted, this is
still waiting for June.
This is in October.
It's an October cruise. Which is true.
There's a lot of time between now and October.
I mean, and if everybody can get the vaccination and we don't turn into ghouls from Fallout because of it, we'll see what happens.
We'll see what happens. Yeah, but the thing I'm concerned with is last year, like right around this time, like 3 weeks from now,
ish.
When we
broke the news that the NBA shut down.
Yeah.
When we broke the news.
We were saying, well, October's a long time away. A lot can change. Everything could get better.
A lot can change. This will be 3 weeks max.
Things only got worse. Like, much. This is only an hour show, but much worse.
Much worse. We cannot possibly list all the things.
Just go back and listen to the archives. I want to remain optimistic, but based on what's happened this year already, I'm just like, oof. Be ready for anything.
Honestly, like when you, so I know like a lot of people had a lot of optimism going into 2021, right? We're like, we're going to get a new president this year. It's changing on the calendar. Everyone's going in all optimistic. Things are going to be different. Things are going to get better. I think we're still on the decline. Things have not improved at all.
Realistically, it's kind of one of those things where it's like, how do you look at it? Which glass that's got liquid in it are you looking at? Good.
About 3/4 empty.
That looks like you got some. My opinion, you got some liquid in there, so you're doing okay.
I mean, that's one that's coming out of your faucet, so
exactly. And I haven't pooped today. Yeah, I could agree that we might still be on a bit of a decline with things. January first.
Oh, well, I mean,
right out of the gate,
so many things happened in January.
that wasn't great. That's going on right now in Texas and in many other parts of the country with the weather
Mhm.
is not
Mhm. Mhm.
great.
Mhm.
Um, and it's like one of those things where it's like, it can't really get worse, can it? And I mean, like, it could.
Oh, it could. Brother,
So,
hey, listen.
you
This
know,
if one thing 2020 has taught all of us,
it gets
it can
worse. Yeah.
always get worse.
Have have an exit plan. Um, basically, so yeah, like I've been kind of taking the approach of like just take it one day at a time.
Mm.
We'll just see what tomorrow brings tomorrow, and we'll just roll with the punches. We'll just see what we got. We'll have a little couple things brewing on the back end, just to be sure we're all, staying nice and warm and well fed. But other than that, there's not much else you can do.
How's Mexico?
I don't know. I haven't looked into Mexico lately.
It's like right there, isn't it?
It is. Which I still need to work on my Spanish. I have not been doing well on my yearly goals, like at all. Like,
Well, mine just went up in flames, so like
I mean, me, my progress has been I've been watching a lot more FMW, so like
I mean, that's not nothing.
I'm getting the reference. Tried playing a Japanese wrestling game yesterday.
Yeah.
Didn't really know what I was doing, but hey, I got there.
Hey, you know what? And
We're figuring it out, folks.
I will say though, it is kind of astounding. So for Christmas, we got the Switch.
Right.
Was the big gift this year, the Nintendo Switch. Now with the Nintendo Switch, if you pay for like the online thing, you get the old NES games and you get the
Mm-hmm.
old Super Nintendo games.
Mm-hmm.
So we've been doing that. So I've been popping them up for the kids, being like, this is what your dad played back in the day. And, we're playing Super Mario World and Donkey Kong Country and that sort of thing. I've really gotten intensely into Tecmo Bowl.
Dude, it's great.
Um,
I kicked
it's a
your
fun.
ass that one time.
I didn't understand. I didn't understand. And now I'm playing and I'm so good.
It's
So
awesome.
it's an amazing game. It's when you play it, when you first play it, you're like, this game is so easy.
Mm-hmm.
But after like the third team that you go through, you're like, this is the hardest game on the planet.
Oh, sure.
Yeah. So like they really ramp up. But anyway, I am shocked at how quick a 4-year-old can pick up a controller and wreck house at Donkey Kong. Like it is astounding to see. And I know I was the same way. Like when I think right around 4 years old is when we got the Nintendo and like Mario 3, man. I was going through and
Mm-hmm.
just starting to wreck house, learn the secrets, things like that.
I mean,
Type of thing.
I think with that, it's because like, I mean, we came from that generation where like video games was just like embedded within us,
Oh
right?
yeah, yeah.
So it was very, looking back, I look at that stuff and I'm like, it was very easy to pick up on how to play those games because it was
Mhm.
just super simple. I mean, you give a kid, and fuck, I say this being
Mhm.
almost 32 and not knowing what kids are
Mhm.
like nowadays. Um,
Oh,
Brute
Vance
was,
like
dude.
replaying.
Zombies ate my neighbors. Love that fucking game.
Solid game.
Um,
Solid game.
I feel like if you give a kid a controller and you say, "Hey, this is Fallout 4. Figure it out,"
Mhm.
they're just gonna break down crying. But
Right.
that's also
Right.
my
Well,
opinion. I could be
mm,
wrong in that. You
that is
give a
also a very
kid,
violent game
well, yeah, I mean, kids got
for
to
a
learn.
child.
Yeah, I mean, they
I
got
mean,
to
I'm
learn.
giving my kids gorillas and bananas, and you're giving them like zombies that you
Which,
have to
I
shoot and their
mean,
heads explode.
like, listen, those gorillas were smashing barrels over, crocodile heads and using rhinos to gore other animals and stuff. That's violent.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's I don't get why mine's any different.
The animal structure in Donkey Kong is strange.
It is, but hang on, my point.
Yes.
We have to get there at
Okay.
least once in this
You're
show.
doing great.
You give a kid a controller and you say, "Here, play Mario." They're gonna figure it out. It's super simple, and I feel like that's how like we kind of got it. Like when we got into games, like that was the appeal. Is like it was simple, and then like over time we progressed. Like you give a kid now Donkey Kong, and it's like or like going back to Techno Bowl.
Yes.
Like games back then ended up you started off very easy on a very easy level, and then it got harder. If you as the player did not enhance your skills, you were never going to get past a certain point.
Correct.
Video games now are designed so that as you're playing, regardless of how skilled you are as a player, you still have the ability to get to the end. Because the entire universe around you, from your character to your armor to your weapons to whatever like you're playing as, to like it all levels up on like an equal playing field. Whereas like I as a kid could never get past the minecart level in Donkey Kong.
Oh, it's hard as fuck.
Because I was too impatient as a player to beat
forget
that game.
about the Turtles arcade game. That shit's impossible.
I didn't beat that game until I was like 27 and had $20 of quarters. No, because I beat it at a bar.
Oh wow!
But it was it was 25-cent plays. So it was just like, we got fucking beer, I got food, just we're fucking doing this, and we beat it. But like, yeah, that was just the thing with with all those older games is you had to become a better player to beat the game. Now
you didn't get no goddamn participation trophy that these games nowadays give you. You know?
Yeah.
Advanced Like still hasn't beaten The Simpsons. Like I still have not beaten The Lion King for the Super Nintendo because that shit's impossible.
I went back and I tried playing that on an emulator not too long ago, and I remembered why I always used the cheat code.
Yes.
Yeah. Because
same with Super Star Wars. Super Star Wars is
that was impossible.
Unbelievably hard.
That was
unbelievably hard.
Well, no, that was just a terrible game.
I mean, it was a terrible game.
Like,
yes.
Here's the thing. I grew up thinking a lot of games were difficult and hard to beat. As an adult, I go back and I play a lot of those games now. I'm like, no, this game was just shitty. Like, this was just a poorly designed game. Brute was saying Lion King next.
It's impossible.
Yeah. Yeah. It was also, and plus, like, I felt like they were just pumping out shitty games. Like,
I mean, they were like, and it's strange because like some of the shittiest games are the best games, like McKids, the McDonald's game for the Nintendo that came with the Happy Meal. That shit was one of the best games of all time.
What?
You've never played McKids?
No.
Bro, get yourself an emulator, play yourself some McKids.
What's it on?
The original Nintendo.
I might have it.
You need to get
I
it.
might have
it. And it is extremely hard.
Okay.
But extremely rewarding.
Oh.
You get to go to Ronald McDonald's house, trying to beat the Hamburglar. You get to, you find the Grimace.
Nothing can kill the Grimace. I don't know if you know that.
Nothing can kill the Grimace.
Nothing can kill the Grimace.
Check out McKids if you haven't yet, kids.
Rocketeer, no, have never played that game.
Wasn't that a movie?
It was a movie. It was probably a game based on the movie.
Well, there you go.
Which is something they do not really do anymore.
McKids was based on diabetes, so
you're not wrong there. It's like Mario 2, but you can run upside down.
That is true. It is very Brute. Head of the nail right there.
Okay. How did we get on the topic? How did we get on this topic?
Oh, because my son, who's 4 years old,
he's 4 years old,
is picking up Donkey Kong like it's going out of style.
Right.
Like he's really picking, and then so we started playing a lot of more like I put on different games, so like Super Mario World. I'll put on, and he's just like, "How does a feather give you a cape?" And I said, "Son, You'll know when you're older and you experiment.
That's a good statement right there. Yes, it is on Disney Plus. And okay, it's a game based on a movie based on a comic. Okay, got it. Thanks, man.
That's some IP right there. That's quality IP. Getting everything out of it, you know.
I suppose. Wait, but how did we get on the topic of the video games to begin with? Like,
I don't even remember.
Where are we?
I don't know. It made me happy though. So like, that's something. Made me happy.
I'm at a point in my life now where like I'm having a hard I think I have a bad relationship with video games.
Well, I mean, I watch you play them online, and it's.
You know what, man? Like, that's not my fault. Like, it's difficult. The game is working against me. That's the whole idea of that. The game is working against me. I should actually go back and play that and play more of that Fallout mod, because it would just be like going outside at this point.
You need to live stream your first playthrough of McKids. I think it'll be a hit.
I mean, I can do that. Like, I have the power.
You should,
and the technology.
You should do that. I would like to see it.
I put so much money into this computer. Okay. I'm having a dilemma. I think I need help with this because this computer was meant to be for gaming and for streaming. That's the whole reason why I upgraded to what.
Well, you're doing great
now.
then.
I've been playing more solitaire recently. I played a lot of Doom. I'm at a point in my life where I'm like, I really want to play all these games, but I know that this is number one, it's going to be an investment of money, an investment of time, and I don't know if I have the resources to give time and money to do all that.
To do the thing you bought the computer for?
Yeah.
Then why'd you buy the fucking computer?
I was in a very different place in my life at that point in time. Things were very different. Okay, it was like 2-3 years ago, something like that. I don't even remember anymore. But
it was pre-COVID.
It was long before COVID. I had nothing but time.
COVID changed everything.
But yeah, and I'm just like, I don't know if I know how to just pick a game up and play it anymore.
Really?
I don't know if I know how to do that.
I have a really difficult time with newer games.
Okay.
Just because, like, I'm getting to that point. So, like, folks, you know, you have to cut me a little slack. You know, I'm getting up there in the age.
You're not that old.
Little
Shut
bit.
the fuck up.
I've had multiple head injuries.
This is true. This is true.
My eyesight's going. My ears are going. I put some of these new games on, and I get motion sick immediately.
Okay.
And I'm just like, this is not. I'm not one who's prone to motion sickness, but when you have the camera zip zooming so fast, goddamn all over the place, I'm just like, where's the side scroller?
Well, I mean, they've got games now that will give you a seizure.
I mean, Pokemon.
But I guess it was. I don't think it was Pokemon. I think the Pokemon show had an issue, but like Cyberpunk, the game with all the dildos. Apparently it was fucking some people up, and I actually watched the scene
with dildos.
Yes, we'll say that. But I actually watched the scene that was supposedly like causing people to have seizures, because I was like, this seems smart for me to do, having had one myself. And I watched it and I was like, I could see why that would be problematic.
See, Carrie says Red Dead Online, not Red Dead 2, because the story mode is depressing, but online is pretty fun. You know, I always wanted to do one of those MMOs, one of those multi-online, and one of my friends tried to get me into the World of Warcraft, like back when South Park was making fun of the World of Warcraft, like that. Like I was like, okay, if South Park is doing it, that means I'm already behind, so I can jump in now. Kind of thing.
Right.
Like I'm not. And so I tried to play with my friend one time, and he had been playing for years,
Uh-huh.
and I jump in, and I'm like, "All right, what are we doing?" And he's like, "Okay, I'm gonna take you to this place. Click on my character and just type and just click on follow."
Okay.
And I say, "Okay." And so I do that. I fucking kid you not. 45 minutes later, he's like, "Okay, we're playing the game." And I'm like, I have to
Oh my
go.
god.
Like, I need to go do something because, like, I've been watching you go places and
Uh-huh.
not do anything for
I
45 fucking minutes.
I have actually deep down there's been a part of me that has wanted to get into an MMO.
Mhm,
Um I I think subject matter for me is very important to that because
mm.
like I remember back in junior high trying to play RuneScape
Okay.
and cuz like all my friends were like, "Oh yeah, you got to play this game." And like I started playing it and I was like, "Okay." And I spent like a week playing it and I remember like all my character had was like a helmet and a wooden sword.
Mhm.
And like I just spent like a week kind of cruising around and then like somebody stabbed me in a bar and I was like, "Okay, I'm done." Like this isn't
Yeah.
fun. I don't care. If you guys have an Xbox, I know a guy that y'all could play with. Red Dead, you can just hop on and do a few things and be done. Okay. Um, I
That's what I need.
I
I
don't
need
have.
something where
Ooh,
I can check in for 5
I
minutes.
need the hop in, hop out. I need
I
that
need to hop
lifestyle.
in, hop out. Yes.
And I don't have an Xbox, but I think because I have a PC that might be compatible with the Xbox stuff. I might need to look into that potentially.
Mm.
Um, But yeah, but then like I also tried playing Fallout 76 because that's an MMO,
Mhm. Well, you
and
said that was a pile of dog
it
shit, so
at the time it was not good. Mainly because like there was just nothing to do,
mm.
and you had to do these like grind and like the story quests that they had were not at all interesting. Um, I started to get into Destiny. I really liked the aesthetic of Destiny and I had a lot of fun playing it. The problem was I was playing Destiny 1 and the second game had been out for like 3 years. So, I was like, this is cool. There's nobody playing it, but this is pretty cool.
Well, that's how I feel about, like, I when the trailer first came out years and years, I mean, if we're being honest, like, over a decade ago, uh, for
For
the Old Republic, for the Star
oh,
Wars
right.
MMO. And at the time, I'm like, "Oh, this is so awesome. You can choose what you wanna do, this, that, and the other thing." But at the time, I'm like, "My computer cannot handle this game because it is so full of bugs from Kazaa and other, like, fucking
Yes.
pirated websites
Oh,
type of thing that I'm
yes.
like, it will not be able to handle this game." And by the time I finally got a computer that could probably handle it, I'm like, "Nobody's playing this game."
I have
Like, it is.
so another fun fact. So, I have this computer now.
Mhm.
Over I think the holiday season, I bought Knights of the Old Republic, the
Yes.
actual story based game.
I have that on my phone
Pr-
now.
Pretty sure my computer is too powerful to play it.
Hmm.
Yeah, I haven't gone back and tried to figure it out, but it's yeah, it's not great. Haven't been able to get out of the first level.
You saw on the Star Cruiser?
Still on the Star Cruiser. Yep.
Dude, download it for your phone.
I,
It's in the Google Play Store.
I've already paid for it.
It's
I'll figure it out.
I mean, I'm pretty sure it's almost free,
At this
you know,
point, yeah, I think it is almost free.
but
What
it's a solid game.
Okay, so let me ask you this: at this point, would you try to get into an MMO?
I honestly, this is what I feel. I think I have to take my dad's route
Okay.
when it comes to this. When it comes to all video games. My dad loved video games when I was between the ages of like 4 and 10. And then life just got way too crazy
Uh huh.
and he this is a man who would come home from his job at like 3:30, take a nap immediately because he knew he wasn't going to bed till 2 a.m. because there's too much shit to do.
Mhm.
There's too much shit to do, and that's kind of how I feel. It's like I do not have the time. However, when all his kids grew up and they were self-sufficient and he had like all this time, he's just like he built himself a room for him to sit down and play his goddamn video games in. And I feel like that is my trajectory
That's
that
where
I'm
you're
going
going.
in.
Okay. So like
Yeah.
maybe in another like 20 years.
Less than that,
Less okay.
cause like once the kids are teens, they'll end up hating me and want to go out with their friends.
Oh,
So like,
sure. Okay.
10 years. Like
Oh,
I got another 10
perfect.
years before I can play video
Oh,
games. Yeah,
yeah, we got you, lad. All right, cool.
yeah,
Yeah, I think I gotta kind of I think this weirdly enough, I think now's the time where I need to start like planning for my hobbies. Because like,
brother. How the fuck you have nothing going on? You have
oh,
no kids. You're at home
well,
constantly.
it's
You're
not.
in a
I
snowstorm.
have no choice. But also, like, I mean, we're also trying to conserve power right now because there's a goddamn
Fuck the power. Ted Cruz will run on a treadmill. You'll be fine.
ah. That's fucking great. Ted Cruz can get his fat ass on a fucking treadmill, start
Needs to.
get those fucking wind turbines going. God damn, that just threw me off. No, but I mean, like, because okay, I'm also doing stuff like that. So like doing stuff like just like sitting around playing video games. I get that nervous energy where I'm like, should I be doing something else? Is there something else I should be doing now? Is there something like sort of like there's something that's unresolved that I still need to
Well,
do?
that's why you got to be drinking.
We've talked about this. I do need to drink more.
Yes.
Okay.
Because once you're drinking, you just get involved in the game. Like you don't worry about your existential crises. You don't worry about the bills. You end up impulse buying this complete season of Daria. You know, you do all these things
Who did that?
when you're drinking. You know, things happen.
I think Daria's on like Hulu.
Yeah, it's on Hulu. Go watch. It holds up. It's good shit.
We tried watching.
You did you?
Yeah, we tried an episode or two, I think.
Okay.
It's
a time and place.
It's a
time and place.
It's a time and place. It's something that I would need to devote some energy to, and I would prefer to devote my energy elsewhere at this time.
To video games.
To video games and drinking, most likely.
There you go.
So
that's all you need.
Maybe this weekend. Who knows? Maybe if shit's not going crazy anymore, I'll fire up the stream and get another video game session going on in there because I would like to do that more.
He's got the time, folks. Don't let him fool you.
Do I guess I just don't know how to use the time to my advantage.
Well, do you have a planner? Did you get yourself a planner?
I don't have a planner.
You need to get yourself a planner, motherfucker. Been telling you this for years.
Yeah, and I got a planner, and you know what happened? I didn't write shit down.
Well, you need to. You need to schedule out your day.
Okay.
You need to write in the important. So you say like from fucking 7 a.m. to whenever the fuck I'm working.
Oh, see, that's just micromanagement.
Well, how else are you gonna get shit done? I have my day planned from when I wake up at 7 o'clock in the morning to when I go to bed at 3 a.m. I have my entire day.
What do you have written?
Okay, so if we're going to do this, let's do this.
Yeah, let's do this.
Fucking we're going to do this.
I ain't scared of shit. Okay. Let's do it.
7 a.m.
Yeah.
Wake up.
Okay.
Brew. I stream twice a day now because I lost how many in my life. It ain't so bad. You know what, Brew? Good for you. Because you're doing something that makes you happy, even if it's not making you money. It could possibly make you money.
Yeah.
But happiness is better than money.
Yeah, and who knows? In 5 years, you could be where we are.
Shoot for the stars.
We built all...
Fuck.
We built all this in 5 years. Ain't it great?
Anyway.
Again, Come up with a plan. Write it down. Okay, so wait. How do you plan out your day? Because I feel like you're writing way too much down.
So 7 a.m. I wake up.
Right.
I throw something. Then I
Oh, it's starting out so
the
well.
Brute Red Dead Cruise.
The Brute, yeah. Hey, man.
I think there's a Western night.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I'm sure you could get a Will Smith to do a Wild Wild West.
Yeah.
I'm
Or
sure
maybe just Cool in the Gang. Yeah.
Oh, Cool in the Gang. Yeah, they're not doing anything.
They did the original.
Anyway, so 7 a.m. I wake up, I throw something. I gotta get the kids ready for school. Get up, get the kids ready for school. Then another alarm goes off at 7:30 to get the wife up because she's gonna take the kids to school. Then another alarm goes off at 7:50 because I have to log on for work at that. So within an hour, I have 3 alarms that go off in my life to tell me what to do with my life. Then I log on to work, and then my soul's crushed for 8 hours there, which brings us to around 4:30, 5 o'clock. So from like 5 o'clock to about 7:30, we've got eat dinner and play with the kids because they go to bed at 7:30. So when the kids go to bed at 7:30, I'm either A, getting ready to do the show if it's a Wednesday. B, if it's not a Wednesday, I'm doing some shit around the house. And then C, if it's a Thursday, I'm doing some shit around the house and getting ready for Don't Be an Asshole, former Rule Number 4 show coming at you live every single week now on this channel. So be sure to subscribe, hit that notification bell. It is the best game show on the internet.
Oh, yeah. It's the internet's favorite game show.
It is the internet. X, I finally found someone like me with all the alarms. No, you need it. You need the alarms because your life is out of control and you need technology to tell you what to do. Bring on the robotic overlords, please.
I do this. I do like this idea of like fucked up motivational speaking where it's like, your life is in shambles. You need a crutch. Here's the crutch.
Here's the crutch.
Yeah.
Anyway. So Skynet is real. The Matrix is real. None of this is real. When you die, we're gonna get into my theories about life here.
Oh shit.
When you die, your aura gets absorbed by the mecha being that implanted the seed of life on this planet. But then once you get absorbed by that, you're digitally re-scrambled into a new simulation into the next dimension. The Axanon Files coming soon, folks.
Axanon Files coming soon.
That was a brilliant suggestion, Brute. We are working on making that a real thing. So, anyway, alarms. All the alarms. So after work, we're working on dinner, we're playing with the kids. Kids go to bed. I'm either getting ready for this show, getting ready for the next show, or if it's a day when I do not have a show, currently as we speak, we are either doing some work around the house. That's when the laundry gets done. That's when the dishes get done. That's when anything that needs to actually happen gets done. I might get like a minute or two to watch a YouTube thing now and then, probably a conspiracy theory. That's how I fill my life.
And you write all this down?
Well, yeah, I've got it stationed out by hour to hour. Then if once, like for instance, like when we get done with this show today,
right?
I'll talk with you probably for another half an hour to an hour after we get off the show, as we recap what we did, talk about the things that are really depressing in our lives, our actual issues. We can't talk about the show because it'll make people upset if we actually say them on air, so we won't say them. But
we say them in the quiet places.
In the quiet places, but it's still on the internet, so the CIA is still watching.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
So after we get off of here, that's the time that I have with the wife where we sit down, we enjoy each other's company, we watch something, we relax a little bit. And then, once probably somewhere around midnight, around 1 a.m., something like that, that's where we put the disco lights on, and then that's when things get fun. And then yes, the thingy with the church and the steeples. Then I go to bed, and we do it all over again, Let's see. Yeah, my alarms are labeled so that I can keep track of everything. Yes. Label. Well, first off, I made the mistake of not labeling my alarms,
Mm-hmm.
and then but I labeled them at some point.
Right.
So for a long time, at like 7:30 a.m., my alarm would go off, and it says, "Don't miss your flight, asshole." And like that would go off for months. It was "Don't miss your flight, asshole." And I'm like, I'm not. I won't. I'm not flying today.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, but but it's good to keep these things labeled, keep them updated, things like that. Get yourself a planner. You'll get more accomplished in your life with technology, with a planner, writing them down. Do a journal because you never know when that memory wipe's coming. You want to remember who you are, so make sure you write your thoughts down. I literally have 5 journals written down. Each of them starts with "In case I lose my memory, this is what happened on this day." That is a real thing that exists.
Your show is going to be a hit. And if you have ideas for how to plan your day better, hit us up at Brainwreck Show across all social media. We are on just about every streaming platform, so be sure to like, share, and subscribe wherever you watch us. That being Twitch, that being YouTube, that being fucking whatever you care to watch us on, that's where we are. So be sure to follow. We got this show each and every Wednesday night, 8:30 Eastern, 7:30 Central. We have Don't Be an Asshole, the internet's favorite game show, every Thursday night at 10
I blame
o'clock.
Freddie more than Spike Brute, so he's
That's fair.
Potato City.
Oh, yeah. Don't Be an Asshole, airing every Thursday. What the fucking time is it? 10 o'clock Eastern, 9 o'clock
10
Central.
Eastern.
Yes.
It's an adult show.
Very much adult themed. I told some people at work about that show today. Maybe we'll get more people watching. Who knows?
Well, there you go.
Yeah. So again,
they tell 2 friends, and they tell 2 friends.
Yeah,
and...
everybody tell 2 friends. And then tell them to tell more people. Weird alarm.
All right,
times.
Bergman. Way to jump in right at the end here.
Just right at the wire, Bergman. Good for you. It's good to see you. Hope you're doing well.
Yeah. Come back tomorrow.
Yeah, come back tomorrow. Don't Be an Asshole is our it's their date night show.
Oh,
that's fucking beautiful, man.
Makes me feel good.
It makes me feel so good.
We're putting some good out in the world.
I knew we still kicked through with this show tonight for a reason.
I will say,
what?
I would put money, hard-earned cash, down on the table right now to say that this show and Don't Be an Asshole have put more good into the world than Rush Limbaugh ever did.
And with that, I think we say goodnight, because I don't know how to top that.
See you tomorrow. So for this week, I've been Jason X.
I'm Kevin Graham.
And this has been your show.
Peace.